The 7-5 Baltimore Ravens are off to Cleveland this week.
Beautiful day for some football, man.
To take on the 9-3 Browns, who look like an entirely different kind of team when Baker Mayfield looks like he did last week.
Mayfield, rifles, touchdown!
Mayfield went off, 334 yards, 4 TDs with no picks, a rating of 147.
Perfectly thrown, Rashard Higgins!
He wasn't up against an especially tough defense, but that game was game of the week material, and Mayfield was as good as he's been in all those commercials.
Big man touchdown for the Browns!
Now, rewind all the way back to week 1 when he faced the Ravens, and it was an entirely different result. Under 200 yards, a TD, a pick, his rating just 65.
Baltimore has got it now going the other way.
Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, was the star of that game, and it was because of his arm, not his legs. He went 20 for 25, 275 yards, 3 TDs, rating of 152.1.
Touchdown to Snead!
His most recent showing as a passer can best be described as efficient. The Ravens didn't have to throw much. When he did, he looked good. Threw for multiple scores, his rating over 100.
And he is in for the touchdown.
If Baltimore were to try and replicate the script from their first meeting, they'd be doing it against a Browns pass D that just gave up over 380 yards passing, 3 TDs, a rating over 100, as they dealt with Ryan Tannehill trying to dig out of the big hole they put him in early.
Tannehill floats it for the touchdown.
Overall, Cleveland's numbers against the pass are middle of the pack.
A.J. Brown, spectacular grab!
The Ravens pass D, it's made things pretty tough on QBs. They didn't have much trouble with Andy Dalton last week. They've held QBs to a sub-90 rating, yards per attempt under 7.
Was picked by Patrick Queen.
But regardless of all that, this game is a matchup between two of the best running teams in the league. In fact, they literally are number 1 and 2 in rush yards per game.
Chubb, sideline, turns it up a notch.
Now, Mayfield's Week 13 performance meant the Browns' rush attack didn't have to carry the load last week, but Nick Chubb still went for 80 yards and a touchdown.
The dive, Chubb is in.
And no matter what Mayfield has done this year, Nick has kept on chubbing along. Thanks for that, Scott Graves. The Browns are 7-1 with Chubb, 2-2 without him, and he's hitting at 6 yards a run, averaging 100 yards rushing a game, basically.
Going the other way, going into the end zone.
And let's not forget Kareem Hunt. He's not nearly as consistent, but still 4.2 yards per carry from the number 2 guy with big play potential every time he touches the ball.
Hunt finds the edge. Hunt with a burst.
The Ravens also employ more than one guy to get the job done on the ground. Jackson being key to all of that, of course.
Goodbye. Touchdown, Lamar Jackson.
He went for 94 yards and a TD against the Cowboys last week.
Picks up a first down.
But they can also go to J.K. Dobbins. He put up over 70 yards and also scored.
Absolutely shredded on the ground.
But it doesn't end with him. They can roll Gus Edwards in there too. He went for 101 yards on just 7 carries.
Here's Edwards staying in bounds.
And then you still have Mark Ingram waiting in the wings when needed. He only had 6 carries and still managed over 4.5 yards a run.
They show off the vet.
They put up all those numbers against the worst rush defense in football, though, and the Browns are on the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to stopping ball carriers.
Henry loses the ball.
They just held Derrick Henry to 60 yards and just 4 yards per carry. Cleveland now holding teams to just 4.1 a run for the season, ranking 8th in rush yards per game allowed.
And the Browns are ready for him.
The Ravens, on the other hand, gave up 4.2 a run to Ezekiel Elliott last week.
First down plus.
And for the year, they are giving up close to 4.5 a carry.
Takes it inside the 20.
So what does this all pencil out to for you on the scoreboard? Huge matchup late in the season, storylines galore, big-time names on both sidelines. Your predictions, analysis all go into the comments section, our predictions onto the screen.
Ricard, the motion man, fake the handoff. Jackson throws. Oh, what a grab! Touchdown! Mark Andrews! Chubb back in. Mayfield, little stumble. Toss back in the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown! David Njoku.